How's it going, everyone? James Harper here, agencyflare.com. Hope everyone's happy and healthy. I wanted to get on here and share my screen for a few quick minutes and go over a few tactics and strategies Agency Flare is seeing a lot of success with, especially in the outbound sales prospecting realm. I've spoken the last few weeks. I almost feel like a broken record about how we know times are slow and times are strange due to the pandemic. And obviously, salespeople are having to get creative. We have to start learning how to sell virtually. That's one of the topics I spoke about. We talked about the power of follow-up. We also talked about how to double down on customer contact. Well, today, I'm actually going to show you real life examples of how my own business is prospecting through this time to totally cold and random people and actually seeing a good response rate. I'm going to first state a problem that's happening from other sales professionals in the outbound sales realm. I'm going to show you exactly what we've done from a LinkedIn and cold calling perspective, and even show you a cold call itself from our sales representative that she's currently working on with another client, and how she's seeing some success. So first and foremost, I want to state the problem. The problem is we know times are weird. I feel like I've said that ad nauseum. We know prospecting's hard. One of my favorite places to get content and information from in the sales world is reddit.com, and specifically the sales Reddit right here. And I'm going to show you guys two posts that really, I think a lot of salespeople and companies can relate to right now. This post is called Physically Cold Calling During This Time. I'm not going to read this verbatim, but essentially, this is a business development rep. He works for an essential business, but due to COVID, their sales team has been reduced from 3 to 1, and lucky him, he's essentially the one. Something he talked about is they're having to learn how to prospect meetings virtually for safety. Well, obviously, Agency Flare, specifically myself, has talked about that the last few weeks. But more than anything, he talks about how he's having to start physically cold calling because he has to pick up the slack from a reduced sales team. And honestly, business has actually been a little bit slow for him. No surprise. So now his company's switching to a more virtual outbound sales approach. So it's just, again, stating the problem. And this post specifically talks about, are anyone seeing success during this time with cold calls? The second post I want to point out here, this one's called Interrupting a Decision Maker's Day is Total Bullshit. So this guy kind of goes on a rant talking about the wonderful Jeb Blunt and how he talks about interrupting your decision maker's day. And this guy obviously disagrees with that. But he's talking about, hey, if someone's willing to pick up the phone, they're obviously not that busy, and you can still create a conversation and create a potential opportunity. This is where I want to, this is really what I want to hit on today. And it's talking about the mentality before we start prospecting during a strange time like this. We really have to have a serve, don't sell mentality. We have to serve people immense value right now. Sales is either an important thing in your business or it's everything in your business. To us, it's an important thing. Everything in our business is always serving and delivering value. So if you have a serve versus sell mentality, then cold calling and prospecting should definitely get the green light. You should definitely have major confidence no matter what's going on out in the world, and you can see some value. Now, how can I show you a real life example of this? So right now, Agency Flare is on our own outbound campaign because we obviously do prospecting for our own business because we help companies outsource their outbound prospecting. Okay, go figure. So I'm going to give you a real life example of what we're doing on LinkedIn. I've obviously blocked out some names and some faces to keep confidentiality and anonymity, but at a quick high-level view, what we're doing is we're reaching out to our target market, trying to set qualified appointments for ourselves, just like we do for a lot of our clients. So with that being said, we're using LinkedIn Sales Navigator as one of our key resources, and we have a very simple and direct messaging, which you'll see here in a few slides. But I want to show you some response with our prospecting just through InMails and LinkedIn Sales Navigators that we're getting. So obviously I'd sent my introductory message to this guy, and he replied back very transparently, which I always appreciate, especially in the cold prospecting world. Obviously he's looks like he's got some sales experience, because he talked about giving me my InMail credit back. Thank you. Kudos to you. Not all heroes wear capes. But he just stated the problem, that they haven't had a good experience with companies like ours, and that they sell at an enterprise level, and that he just doesn't believe that there's challenger-based lead generation needing to be done in his industry. I love the fact that he stated his problem. So my rebuttal, my response to that, again, keeping the serve, don't sell mentality, was very simple. I'm not going to try to force someone into a position that might not want to be there. So obviously I told him right off the bat that I appreciated his honesty, and I called out the elephant in the room, which we've talked about in the past, about how the lead gen industry is totally broken and very abused. And then I just put it out there. If you ever need a cold list builder or an appointment setter, keep us in mind, although it sounds like you won't. That's fine too. We can just be really valuable connections. Nonetheless, use me as a resource. And I think I've mentioned this in the past. Be a resource, add value with no strings attached, add value without any direct ROI. So again, I didn't give him necessarily direct value in this specific LinkedIn message, but what I did give him was full transparency about our industry. I was very human, personalized. He could see that this wasn't automated. And I let him know, listen, I'm here to be a resource for you. And I mean that. I truly will be a resource for this man or his company. And therefore, I got a LinkedIn connection request for him. And now we're contacts, and we're connected on LinkedIn. And I plan on staying in touch. Second strategy. Actually, before I skip over, what did that do? By me calling out the elephant in the room, by me kind of just being transparent up front, what did that do? It actually led to a secondary conversation. Could you tell me more about your cold list building? We normally use Zoom info. Obviously, they're inaccurate, but cheap on demand. Boom. We have a great conversation. We have identified a commonality, and actually, I've been able to identify a need that we might be able to help them with. Long story short, we're connected on LinkedIn, and I hope that the conversation continues. This is my introduction message, and I'm going to show you a message that I used for this guy and the response I got, because everyone is so worried about prospecting during this time. And I want to let you know, if you have a serve, don't sell mentality, it's okay to prospect. Hi, Jared. Is building a remote sales team that can contact and engage cold prospects for your company on the horizon for your business? If so, I propose a short email exchange to decide if a serious conversation is warranted. If not, thanks for your time and considering. Please let me know what you decide, Jared. Boom. Put my name, contact info. There you go. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to qualify right off the bat, right up front. Very diplomatic, kind, direct message. What did I get back? Hi, James. We don't need this help right now, but I'll keep your information on file should this arise in the future. Thanks for reaching out, and good luck, Jared. Wonderful. I don't care that he didn't set an appointment with me or that he might not be a good fit. Again, him and I are now connected on LinkedIn. He may or may not be a qualified prospect in the future. I think his company would be a great fit. He said that they're currently good. I got some information. I'm getting to the yes or the no. And in outbound sales, it's so critical when we're reaching out to cold contacts to get to the yes or get to the no. So he essentially gave me kind of an I don't know, but nonetheless, he left the door open, and I'm expanding my network. I have a chance to utilize this connection in the future for a potential opportunity. So again, prospecting right now is okay if we have the serve, don't sell mentality. Now, I told you I wanted to show you guys a live cold call with one of our sales representatives. Currently, we're in the beta phase of rolling out our outsourced cold calling service, and so far it's going great. We're seeing about a 2% conversion rate with the calls. The information that I'm about to share here doesn't divulge any client information. I will say that our lady, Kelly, she's calling in commercial cleaning industry, and her mentality going into these cold calls isn't to try to push a meeting or push an appointment. What she's doing is actually just asking, hey, how can we become partners and how can we get on your vendor list as a potential cleaning resource? And let me just kind of show you some of the response that she's getting, again, showing you that it's not doomsday out there. And you can still add value to a cold prospect and get something in return. It's about 30 seconds to a minute long, so bear with me here. And there's no sexy graphics or anything, but it's a good message to say, again, reinforce the point of serve versus sell in the prospecting world really works.
Give me an email, shoot me an email, and ask that you want to be on the vendors list. And what I'll do is I'll turn around and I'll give you the information that I have you need to fill out in order to be on our vendors list. Then you go ahead and take care of that with Compliance Depot. So then you send them all in, and since you're familiar with it and you're already on the list, it'll be very easy to get put on our list.
Okay.
I'm not sure because it's $99, I believe, a year.
So then they go into details, but essentially, and I'll spare you the details because they're irrelevant for the purpose of this video. But that is a response we got when our cold calling specialist called this prospect, said, hey, listen, I know I'm calling you out of the blue, and my only objective is to learn how to get on your vendors list. Obviously, it probably doesn't make sense for her to push an appointment there. But she's just saying, hey, how can we maybe work together in a very non-aggressive way? We got on that prospect's vendor list. We found out that's how they send out RFPs. That's how you start the bidding process. It's actually a very big company. And next thing you know, now we have a new contact within the industry, within our target market, and that may or may not lead to an opportunity. But nonetheless, I think that there's some potential opportunity there. The hardest thing for sales professionals to understand and companies to understand is outbound sales is all about planting seeds. Yes, you do get some quick wins right off the bat. Obviously, like I said, we have a 2% conversion rate when we cold call. Well, that's great. If we're calling 100 people, 2% of those are turning into qualified appointments. But the thing that we need to understand, a lot of cold prospecting is planting seeds, playing the long games, playing the consistency game, staying in front of our cold prospects for when an opportunity does arise, they're now turning to you. And that never would have happened if you didn't plant the seed and play the long game. So again, if you take a serve versus sell mentality right now, the prospecting world really isn't doomsday scenario. There's opportunity out there. A lot of salespeople are freaked out by it. I don't think you should be. I don't think you need to be. I think if you're human, you're adding value, you're serving, you're not just trying to sell, and you're truly planting seeds, opportunity is going to find you. I just thought it might be valuable to let you guys know exactly what we're doing. Full transparency, always on our side. And I hope you guys are doing good. I hope all my sales professionals are out there are starting to see some more engagement, see that it's not all doomsday scenario. And any companies out there that might be struggling with their outbound sales, I hope you guys realize that it's all about consistency and strong follow-up. If you haven't already, go ahead and go over to agencyflare.com, join our newsletter, and I can promise you right now, our monthly outbound sales newsletter where we put insights, reports in, everything that we can that's going to give you actionable and transparent content is packed into this newsletter. So far, we've gotten a great response. Everything we're doing at Agency Flare right now is really trying to help the small to medium-sized business increase their outbound sales and help the everyday entrepreneur and selling professional increase their prospecting. We've built this small little niche community. It's been wonderful so far. The support's been out of this world. And we look forward to you signing up. And a lot of the content ideas that we're coming up with is actually coming from you guys. And we just want to talk about the everyday sales world. I think there's a lot of fluff and false information out there, and we want to give it to you very transparently. So anyways, thank you for the support, guys. Go over to agencyflare.com. Take action today. Join our exclusive community. It's humble and niche, but I think you're going to get a lot of value from it. And keep kicking ass and look forward to speaking with you guys next time. Thanks.